And any minute now we'll be getting ourselves underway for Southend United versus Mansfield Town in League 2 tonight. Our referee, Darren Drysdale, just making sure everyone's in position, looking across the field. One or two players taking on a bit of water. And Blues, as we watch the action in this first half from the main stand here, the east stand here at Roots Hall will be attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. There is a few travelling supporters who made the journey down from Nottinghamshire. And fair play to them on a difficult evening of travel. Made their way down from Mansfield, probably around about a couple of hundred or so in the major.
Yeah, decent turnout, especially given the conditions. And they're a big club, Mansfield. They shouldn't have been out of the league initially. Now that they're back in it, they mean business. This is going to be a hard game for Southend, but as I said before kick-off, we've got to take this opportunity and bounce back.
Well, the ball's in the arms of the Mansfield Town keeper, Alan Merritt. The odds for this one was interesting. 5-4 on Blues. 5-2 Mansfield Town, and the draw 12-5. Are you interested in that at all, Adrian?
Seem pretty skinny to me. I mean, for Southend United, not odds on at home. That's an indication that they're in different form here at Roots Hall this season.
Just looking across at that makeshift Blues back line, Ryan Leonard at right back, John White and Luke Cross at the centre backs, and Ben Coker on the left. They're going to have to get used to it. Daniel Bentley behind them. He made a mistake for the first Newport goal on Saturday, and he'll have to rebuild his confidence. A bit like another goalkeeper, Joe Hart, we hear is going to be missing from Manchester City tomorrow.
That's right, yeah, big call from Pellegrini on that one. I don't think Phil Brown was tempted at all to replace the youngster. Daniel Bentley is how he reacts now. It's his first real ricket this season. It was a bad one, but let's hope he can bounce back.
Yeah, he's got all the attributes to be a good keeper, a top keeper down there. It's a free kick to Blues, taken quickly. There's a chance now for Will Atkinson to knock it into the penalty area. He's going to drop through to somebody, and now he shot a shot! Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. It was a shot from Connor Clifford, pushed away by Alan Marriott. That was a great opportunity for Blues in the first minute.
A fantastic save. He couldn't have hit that better, Connor Clifford, on the half volley. He just drove that towards goal. It's a top-class save from the keeper.
He's on the ball again, Connor Clifford. Sprays it across field to Ben Coker. Coker, the left back, finds Straker. Blues on the attack in these early stages. Michael Timlin, an early touch for him. Timlin into the side again today. That one's forward to Ben Coker. Is going to go to play off Coker. That'll be a goal kick to Mansfield Town. But you could just see him teeing it up. He fell to Connor Clifford. As you say, Adrian, when the ball comes to you on the half volley like that, you can really get some power into it, can't you? And he did that. He did everything right. He kept it down. Got a lot of power behind it. It wasn't straight at Marriott.
The first technique, it really was. And it was good right play from Atkinson in the first place down the left. He pulled it back. Everybody missed it. He had time to weigh up his options to Clifford, and he couldn't have hit it any better. As I said, it was a great save from Marriott. Low to his right, did excellently. Couldn't hold it, but luckily for him, a Mansfield defender was there to clear the danger.
Ball out of play. Blues get it back in play. Ryan takes that throw in ever so quickly. Plays it in field to Connor Clifford. Bowled over his Clifford, gets back onto his feet quickly, knocks it back to Luke Prosser. Prosser switches the play onto the far side to Ben Coker, scorer of Blues goal on Saturday down at Newport. What a great free kick it was, isn't it? Meant nothing in the end. Here comes Anthony Straker cutting through. He finds Barry Core, and Core's foul. In fact, it was Straker that was fouled late. And the ball didn't even get to Core before the referee's given that free kick. Darren Drysdale, our ref tonight, has given it to Blues. And once again, Adrian, there's some danger if Southend can capitalise on this.
Right start, isn't it? Really good momentum from the Blues in these opening exchanges. It's one-way traffic right now. Mansfield, even though we're only 3 minutes in, they're hanging on a little bit.
Yeah, they've not hardly had the ball out of their own half, have the visitors from Nottinghamshire. Blues will take this free kick. It's too far out for a shot on goal. We're going to see some delivery. It's going to either be Ben Coker or I think possibly Hurst. He's in there. I think it's more likely going to be curled in by Hurst. It is going to be curled in. He actually tries a shot. Well, it was a long way out. Marriott went across to it, got hold of it at the second attempt. He was scrambling, and he's seen some action already. Alan Marriott, the Mansfield Town keeper, in these early stages.
Yeah, if he was expecting a quiet evening, he'll be very much disappointed, won't he? Marriott, the goalkeeper from Mansfield, good free kick from Hurst. I think he's been watching what Ben Coker did at Newport County, taking inspiration from that perhaps. It's a long way out for a shot.
It was a long way out. I didn't expect a shot from him because it was an awfully long way out, but he's got confidence, doesn't he? When he hits the ball, Hurst, he really does hit it. Then Bentley gets himself into a bit of bother at the back, but does manage to gather it with Alabi putting him under pressure, bowls it out quickly, finds Clifford, he switches the play to Will Atkinson, in turn he returns it to Clifford. Good atmosphere at Roots Hall. Blues have made a lively start, that always helps the atmosphere, doesn't it? Plays it out to Ryan Leonard, the right back, the makeshift right back tonight. his ball forward, looking to Michael Timlin. Timlin tries to turn his body, can't do so, goes through to that man. Marriott once again.
Good to see Michael Timlin back in the team. I'm a big fan of his. I thought before his injury he was outstanding for Southend United. It's taken him a while to get his place back. I really hope he can deliver a big performance tonight and show Phil Brown what he's made of, because for me, he's got the ability, he's got quality to be a fixture in this team, to be a leader. I know he's not the captain, John White's the captain, but Michael Timlin is a leader on the pitch, and I like to see him out there.
He's one of those players, he can put his foot on the ball, can't he? Just slow it down, pick a pass, and maybe just see things that some other players don't. Rolled out by Bentley to Leonard. Leonard has to get it back. He does now, notches it forward, looking for Barry's core. The flag goes up on this near side. Just having to get used to that Blues back line. It is something we've not seen before. Ryan Leonard at right back, John White in the middle alongside Luke Prosser. Mark Phillips, of course, still suspended. He was sent off here against Dagenham and Redbridge a week and a half ago. He received a 3-match ban for that, so this is the second of the 3 matches that Mark Phillips will miss. And Phil Brown just giving a few instructions to Kevin Hurst. It remains Southend United 0, Mansfield Town 0, live on BBC Essex from 95.3 FM, DAB digital, and around the world on the web, wherever you might be listening to us. Welcome along. Blues have made a lively start. They've got to do some defending now. They're doing well on the far side. Ben Coker does it. Plays it forward, looking for Timlin. Timlin, once again, he does well, doesn't he? Just shows his composure to go past his man. Blues in possession of it in the left back position. Coker forward. They're working hard on Mansfield, the Stags, that's their nickname, working really hard to try to win the ball back from Blues, but it has been a good start from Southend United. Alavi, the man on loan from Stoke City playing up front, is putting Prosser under pressure, but the Blues get it forward. Leonard, sporting a particularly short haircut this evening, knocks that one across field, looking for Anthony Straker. He's pretty quick, Straker, but not that quick. Doesn't have to play on the far side. That's a throw in to Mansfield Town.
Really bright start from both teams, actually. I mean, Southend United certainly on the front foot, but both teams playing at a very fast pace, knocking it around rapidly on the floor. It's a quick tempo. We're all set for what should be a lively 90 minutes or so. I certainly hope so.
Yeah, Paul Cox, the Mansfield Town manager, I mentioned it earlier. He is suspended. He was sent off for Mansfield in the game before last against Bury, and he's going to have to watch this one from the main stand, as indeed we are. Blues on the attack on the far side. Very cool, trying to link up with Michael Timlin. And Straker gets the interception for Blues, but Mansfield just trying to work their way into this game. They were rather shell-shocked, weren't they? That effort by Connor Clifford, what a difference that would have made if it had gone in. It was a lively start as it was, but if that one had gone in, it really would have put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just looking at the John White there at centre-back. He's not the biggest, but I think he'll cope okay. They've only got one up front, and that could be his demise tonight, the youngster Alabi on loan from Stoke. He's a big lad, but I think because there's only one striker and 2 centre-backs, his aerial prowess won't be needed.
The ref's playing on. It looked like it was going to be a foul. It's a shot. It's past. It was Alabi with the effort, but it went past Daniel Bentley's left hand upright. The referee allowed the play to continue there. The assistant on the far side had flagged for a foul in favour of Mansfield Town, but the referee, Drysdale, waved play on, and it wasn't that much of a danger for Bentley's goal. It was always going wide, but there is a bit of danger up front. Calvin Andrew and James Alabi up front. They've got a reasonable bit about them, those two. Yeah, that's right, yeah. And I suppose Andrew is playing up front. I thought he was operating more on the right-hand side, Alabi, but it looks like it's more of a partnership, actually. And he is a big guy, so perhaps John White might have his hands full tonight instead in terms of his aerial ability. Looks like he's going to pick up the slightly smaller Alabi, and it's going to be Prosser that looks after Andrew, obviously a really experienced front man at this level. Yeah, he has got the height, hasn't he, Luke Prosser, far more so than John White. When you look across that Blues back line, there is a huge difference in the height of the two players playing at the back. If you're just joining us, the news was that Rob Kiernan and Corley Woodrow are stuck in traffic on the M25. They've had to be named on the bench, those two, so the Blues back line is different to that which we expected. It's Straker on the far side, though. Blues on the attack now. Can they get the ball in? Can Straker do something with it? Plays it short to Corley Woodrow. I think Woodrow's going to switch the play back to Ryan Atkinson. He's sort of overlapping in that right back position. It's flicked on by Will Atkinson, but no one was quite on the same wavelength, and it's cleared by Mansfield. But only as far as Connor Clifford once again. They're working hard, Blues, just to try and kind of chink in Mansfield's armour somewhat. Harry Caw's in there as well. Finds Straker. Will Straker try a shot? He clips it inside. That's a great header! Well, that wasn't too far away by Will Atkinson. It was a wonderful ball in by Straker. I wonder whether he's going to try the shot, but he didn't. He just dinked it in. And Atkinson's header was just inches wide of Marriott's right-hand upright.
I was out, I must say, I really was. I thought that was nestled in the back of the net. Great timed run from Will Atkinson. By playing one up front, and it is only one up front tonight, Barry Core gives the licence for the likes of Atkinson, Straker and Timlin to bomb forward. They can be freed up to make those runs in support of him, and he did that brilliantly there, Atkinson. Excellent header, just wide of the post.
Well, they've been decent early stage of the season, Mansfield. They haven't been so good lately. Their results have not been too clever. They've not scored too many goals, but this looks like it's got the makings of a lively one. Atkinson once again plays it in on Connor Clifford. Falls down, but still manages to get the ball past Calvin Andrew and find his left back Ben Coker. Straker plays it in. It's going to be Barry Core gets on the edge of it. Can he get his header in? It's going to drop. There must be a great chance for Hurst, and he's placed it over when he should have done much, much better, Adrian.
It's a clear miss in the end. What a start this is from Southend. They'll be kicking themselves. They're not two up, let alone one up right now. It's all Southend United. This time there's a good ball in from Straker. Core got the flick on, and Hurst was in the right place at the far post, like every good winger should do. Following in at the far post, he controls it beautifully, shifts it to his left foot. He's only 8 yards out. He lashes it, and it's hit the scoreboard behind the goal. He's really got underneath that shot.
Well, how it's still 0, I'm not sure, because Blues could so easily be ahead, but it is Southend United 0, Mansfield Town 0. We've had 11 minutes of the action, but it seems like an awful lot's happened in these 11 minutes, and Blues should be ahead. Will Atkinson cuts inside. He's going to look for support. He's got it. There's plenty of blue shirts alongside him now. He offers the overlapping left back Ben Coker. Coker gallops forward and now plays it infield to Connor Clifford. Clifford goes past his man. He's going to try a shot, you know. He does. It's blocked. Comes out to Michael Timlin. Timlin feeds it into Ryan Leonard, playing at right back, but he's sort of marauding forward at every opportunity, Ryan Leonard, and this looks an attacking effort in these early stages from Blues.
I like it. I like the shape of the team. It probably wasn't going to be the start. Well, it wasn't going to be the starting 11 that Phil Brown selected. It probably isn't the same system that Phil Brown was going to select, but it's kind of working with Barry Core up front, offering a platform. As I said before, it gives the license to Atkinson, Timlin, Hurst, Straker to really go forward with freedom, and they're using the opportunity at the moment and enjoying themselves.
Blues can do their league position a power of good tonight. They're in 13th place currently on 20 points, whereas Mansfield Town are on 21, up at 11. So certainly Southend United would leapfrog them with a victory tonight. Most of the action, of course, in this division taking place tomorrow afternoon. There is just one other fixture taking place this evening, and that's in the Championship, the match between Ipswich Town and Barnsley at Portman Road. But other than that, all the action takes place tomorrow. BBC Essex will be with Colchester at Rotherham United. Braintree Town in the Conference Premier at Tamworth, and we're also at the FA Trophy match between Canvey Island and East Thurrock. So plenty of action coming up on BBC Essex Sport tomorrow afternoon. That all kicks off at 2 o'clock. But we're concerned with Blues in League 2 this evening. Myself, Mark Babbage, alongside Adrian Clark, former Blues and Arsenal player. And how Blues are not ahead so far, I really don't know. But they're not. It is still goalless. They've got to roll their sleeves up, try and create more chances, and hopefully this time take them. Kevin Hurst, who's probably missed the best of those 3 opportunities, he's got the ball wide on this side. He's looking to play it in, get some delivery on it. He's going to have to go backwards to Connor Clifford. Ryan Leonard's in there as well. Now Clifford has it. Oh, he crunches in on the challenge. It came out to Anthony Straker, but sort of surprised him. It came to him too quick. There's a break on now for Mansfield. It's Ben Hutchinson, plays it out wide to the wide player on the right side, Calvin Andrew. Decent play by Mansfield. They're switching the play. Well, the shot from distance, just wide by Calvin Andrew. Dan Bentley, I think, had it covered, but it wasn't far away, Adrian.
Yeah, he did have it covered, but that's a warning sign. It's been all Southend United. They didn't take advantage. They haven't capitalised. And there we just saw what the visitors are all about. That was a good, positive play. Really strong play from Andrew. Drifting inside, tackles. It was a good shot too.
And they're on the attack again. Mansfield, Jamie Maguire is with it. It's going to be played across field, and Bentley's going to come out, gather that one, and Phil Brown is barking out plenty of instructions. He'd have been pleased with what he saw in the early stages in terms of the creation of chances. Probably not so pleased with that's a little bit of wastefulness of them, certainly with the chance of the Hurst chance, which was a bit of a waste. But The other efforts, not too bad at all. Will Atkinson's diving header, that was exceptionally close. And Connor Clifford couldn't do much more with that shot. But I think Phil Brown will be just a little bit concerned at the fact he's got John White and Luke Prosser as centre-backs. And those two, Alabi and Andrew, have got a bit about them. It's strength, they're strong-looking players. It's Alabi, the man on loan from Stoke, has it now. He loses out to Luke Prosser. And Prosser came all the way over and with him. He's going to have to pick him up because he's the biggest one of the back four, isn't he? By far, Luke Prosser this evening.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's certainly not the biggest, not the tallest back four we've ever seen in Southend United shirts. But as long as they're on the front foot, most of the play we'd hope be in the opposition half. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
John White does well to volley that one clear. Comes back though with a bit of interest, but it's knocked on by Calvin Andrew into the arms of Daniel Bentley. The form for Blues in the last 6 is 1-3, drawn 1 and lost 2, but of course the 2 they've lost are the last 2 matches here against Dagenham and Redbridge, and on Saturday down in Wales against Newport County. As for Mansfield, with their last 6 have only won 1, drawn 3 and lost 2, so the top scorer, Sam Lucas, is on the bench tonight. It's a chance for Blues, but it's gathered well by goalkeeper Marriott. And once again, he sees plenty of the ball, Marriott, in these early stages. Mansfield's their keeper.
Yes, a real scissor this one from Michael Timlin. He's 30 yards out, tries to catch the keeper off guard, skids it across the turf, and again, the goalkeeper saves it. He gets it the second attempt. Very hard to hold on to that shot.
He caught a few of us off guard because we weren't really expecting a shot from that sort of position, but he's good at that, Timlin, isn't he? He's quite an improviser, and he's also good at the, just seeing an opportunity. He sees it. He's got very good vision, hasn't he, Michael?
Yeah, he's an experienced footballer, and he's a proper footballer. He can mix his game up nicely. He can tackle, he can mix it physically, but on the ball, he's quite cool and calm, and I like that about him. He can display all facets of the game.
Yeah, he's in that midfield 3 with Connor Clifford and Will Atkinson. They're being supported by Kevin Hurst and Anthony Straker tonight. Blues on the far side with the throw-in. Referee Darren Drysdale, the floodlights shining off his ball pace. Taken quickly by Blues. It comes off of Kevin Hurst. That'll be a goal kick to Mansfield Town. Yeah, they were relegated, Mansfield, 2007-2008. It seems like, well, it doesn't seem that long ago that they were relegated, but they certainly came back with a vengeance last season. They lost 2-1 to Liverpool in the FA Cup, and after that they then won the next 20 of 24 Conference Premier games, including 12 consecutive wins.
That's astonishing.
What a run that is.
Yeah.
Although saying that, they were beaten by Braintree Town.
Well, Braintree Town, they like an upset, don't they? They're punching above their weight in the conference again this season. Good to see from an Essex perspective.
Yeah, Alan Devonshire's men doing well. They'll be at Tamworth tomorrow. BBC Essex will be following that one. Former Blues player Glenn Pettifer will be watching that one for BBC Essex. But here, this evening on Friday night, football at the Hall. It's Southend United 0, Mansfield Town 0. Although it's been a lively 17 minutes, that which we've seen so far. The FA Cup draw wasn't too kind to Blues, though, was it? Away to Morecambe. It's the first tie out, Adrian, and not an easy place to go and an awfully long journey.
Not a glamour tie, not an easy tie either, especially considering I don't think Southend have ever beaten Morecambe, so not ideal at all. You want a home draw and you want to play somebody, ideally, from the lower divisions, but you can't always choose these things, and the FA Cup has a habit, doesn't it, of producing unexpected results. I think Southend will be underdogs at Morecambe. Perhaps they can bury that hoodoo.
They're on the attack now, our Blues. It's a long kick by Bentley, which is flicked forward by Barry Corr. Comes through. It's a foul on Ben Coker. It's not a foul. The referee hasn't given it. Jamie Maguire caught him. Seemed a clear foul to me, but he's not given by referee Drysdale. And the long one forward by Mansfield gives them something to attack. And, well, they're trying to get back. Alabi, the man on loan from Stoke, was on a straight sprinting race against John White, and he actually was beating John White.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Bentley, pretty smart goalkeeper there to deny Alabi because he's got the wrong side of White. It was a good ball into the channel early, and it released him, and he's got a yard on White. White couldn't catch him. Luckily, his touch was heavy, and Bentley could come out and smother the ball.
I think he did everything he could, though, John White, just to try to put the man under pressure, or just try to keep as close to him as he can, and he did that as well as he could, but Bentley smartly out.
He could easily have given away a penalty. I was a little bit nervous as that unfolded. So I could see White just dragging him down, but thankfully he didn't touch him.
Yeah, plenty of potential for goals in this one at both ends, you would think, although Blues have had the better of it. Hurst is on the far side, looking to try and get it in. It's a throw into Blues, which Ben Coker will take. Coker's free kick down at Newport. I'm not sure if you saw it or not on the Football League show, Adrian, but it was a fantastic strike by the
I saw it back. Yeah, it was lovely. It was Premier League quality, that's for sure.
He's on the ball now, this time crossing the ball into Barry Corr. Corr nods it back. He was looking for Will Atkinson, who was in there as well. Didn't quite come to anything, and they return it with interest to Mansfield, trying to get it back up the other end. This time John White's got a bit of time, plays it out to his right back. He's normally the right back himself, of course, but this evening he's got Ryan Leonard at right back. Good play by Michael Timlin. They're passing the ball. This passing game by Blues tonight just looks so much better than it did on Saturday. Straker, great ball by Straker into Atkinson, but it comes off for Atkinson. In fact, he plays it off the Mansfield player. Does well. And with the corner for his team. That's the corner for the Blues on his near side.
It's encouraging stuff from Southend United. It really is. They've set about their task nicely tonight. They're passing the ball around quickly, as you explained, and they're playing at a good pace too, and really they should be leading this match so far. They've got to capitalise in this first half. They've got to maintain the momentum.
Well, you think the next chance when it falls has got to go in, or you could feel it's going to be one of those nights. John White knocks it into the penalty area. The corner was taken quickly by Hurst. There's a wrestling match going on between Anthony Straker and the Giant striker James Allaby. Comes out now to Hurst. He's got a bit of space. Hurst crosses it in. Someone can get on the end of it with a blue shirt. It's going to be Tim that it drops. Oh, it's a shot now from Ryan Leonard. He's all the way up, but it's blocked and saved well by keeper Marriott. Another chance.
Oh, maybe it is going to be one of those days, Mark. I really hope not. But that was another excellent opportunity. Hurst was in acres of space on the right-hand side. Fizzed it across goal. In the end, it fell to Ryan Leonard. He's on the penalty spot. He's got time to pick his spot. He goes low and hard, but the goalkeeper reads it. Marriott low to his left, and Southend United have ruined another one that got away.
Well, the upshot of that effort in the very first minute by Connor Clifford was that the great save that we saw from Marriott would mean that Marriott's probably full of confidence. The Mansfield keeper.
The match so far.
Probably be better for a goalkeeper to make a cracking save in the first minute. You're up, you're buzzing, aren't you? You're ready, you're in position to do your job, and that's what he's done so far, has Alan Marriott, but there's still plenty of time to go. We're just about approaching the midway points of this first half. Blues once again in possession of the ball. It's played along the back line between Luke Prosser and John White. Is it going to be kept in by Ben Coker? Well, if he keeps it in, he's done really well. He has kept it. He's got past his man. He gets to the byline. Coker, he tried to find Will Atkinson, didn't quite get it through to him, and Mansfield break on this near left side, just in front of us, just in front of Phil Brown and his dugout.
It was brilliant. It was superb stuff from Coker to chase the ball down, keep it in place, got to kick past a defender, and then it's just the final ball. He just put it behind everybody. But the crowd are really enjoying it. It's the best I've seen Southend play for a long, long time. They're very, very purposeful attackers.
Here come Mansfield though on the attack, and Blues having to defend. That was decent work by Colin Daniel. A shot from, well, this was a shot or not. It actually goes out wide to Calvin Andrew. He tries to play it in. It comes off of Ryan Leonard. That will be a corner to Mansfield, but Phil Brown is just making sure everyone knows their job. He's barking out instructions and making movements, just showing players where he needs them to be. He's only going to leave Kevin Hurst up for Blues, up near the halfway line. Everyone else is back defending this, and well, they might need to, because they have looked dangerous when they've been in possession of it at times, Mansfield, and the corner comes in now from this left-hand side. Will be Pilkington to take it. The referee's having a little bit of sorting out to do, because there's a bit of pushing going on. In fact, I can still see pushing going on. It's between Allaby and John White. In it comes now, nodded away by Barry Corr back there doing the defensive work. He heads it on again, does Corr. Plays forward now to Hurst. Hurst is, as I said, is the only Blues player forward. Tries to go past the two defenders. Pilkington wins it though for Mansfield. It's out of play, throw into the Nottinghamshire side.
Yeah, we saw the other side of Barry Corr's game there. He's deep inside his own box. Didn't win just one header, he won 2 or 3 headers in a row, and I think he plays a vital job for the team in that department.
Yeah, he doesn't just go back and bolster the numbers. He actually does do some sterling defensive work. He knows what he's doing when he's back.
He does, and a lot of centre forwards do it. We see it at Arsenal with Olivier Giroud. He's always at that near post, clearing balls away. Barry Corr does a similar job for Southend.
They're on the attack now on Newport though. Allaby is a solid looking player. He's gone in hard on Michael Timlin. Timlin just sort of rearranging his socks and shin pads, carries on with the action. Knocked forward by Leonard. That will give Barry Corr one to chase, and Corr gets there in front of his marker, John McCoe. They go past him. He does go past McCoe. Plays it out to Hurst. Hurst into the air. He's got to be a goal for Blues. It is knocked into the bar post by Anthony Straker. They've got the opener. Mansfield Town 0.
Oh, never have Southend United deserved an opening goal as much as this one. They've been all over Mansfield Town tonight in the first 24 minutes, and it was created beautifully, I've got to say. Lovely run from Barry Core. He drifts inside his marker, sees up Hurst, he whips it into the box, across the 6-yard line, and Anthony Straker, where he should be at the far 6, he can't miss, he just flicks it home from 3 yards out. The Blues really, really warrant that goal.
Blues in the lead, Southend United 1, Mansfield Town 0, and you've got to give huge credit to Barry Core, huge credit to Kevin Hurst, and actually Anthony Straker, he didn't panic, he just stroked that past barrier, a goalkeeper who's been denying Blues in the 24 minutes we've seen so far.
It was nonchalant, it really was. It was a very, very calm finish. It was instinctive, and he just flicked it with his left boot. Look, it's not too far out, but he could easily have missed the ball completely. He didn't. He put it in the back of the net, and that's all you can ask for.
Well, that was Anthony Straker's second goal of the season in League 2 for Blues, and what a good take it was by the former Aldershot man. It's defending Southend have got to do now. Luke Frost does well, hooks it over his head, and there's just something about Blues tonight, you know. I feel that after that disappointing performance on Saturday at Newport County, everything I've seen in the 25 minutes so far is better than the sum total of the 90 on Saturday, by a distance.
Yeah, well, they've already created more chances in this game than I think I've seen in several home matches, especially earlier on this season, where chances were few and far between. They look like a different team, and they've obviously been stung by that defeat to Newport County, a heavy one, and they're looking to come back with a vengeance.
And they're on the attack again. Will Atkinson just played it too far ahead of him. It's cannoned down a play by John McCullum. That ball was powering its way to the press box here at Bruce Hall, but it's back in play now. Blues have possession of it. Kevin Hurst involved in that opening goal for Blues. Great ball forward by him, looking for Michael Timlin, and Michael Timlin almost took that in his stride. He'd have been in the clear if he had it done, but it's defended well by Mansfield, and they knock it forward now to the big man Allaby. But Southend are just looking somewhat more, apart from going forward looking better this evening than they have done in the last couple of matches. I think at the back, despite the fact that it's a bit makeshift, maybe a little bit unsettled early on, and you say John White's not the tallest, but so far I think they've worked well against James Allaby and Calvin Andrews.
There's an energy about the team. Everywhere you look, Southend United player is sharp, he's on his game, he wants to get on the ball and make something happen, and we just saw a loose pass there from Ryan Leonard. But even they have been rare in the first 26 minutes. There's hardly been a loose ball, and there's nothing we could say that about Blues.
And no one's getting on anyone's back, everyone's behind them. The Root Saul faithful this evening, I'm not sure how many are in, we'll get the attendance later on, but they're behind their team and looking to see if they can extend that single goal lead. Anthony Straker on 23 minutes. That's the goal that separates the sides. If you want to comment on this match or Blues' chances of maybe reaching the playoffs this season in League 2, you can text 81333. Start your message with the word Essex. As Blues have the throw in on the far side, Ben Coker will take it. He will throw it long. Former Colchester man. There's a former Colchester man in the Mansfield Town lineup this evening, Lee Beavers. I haven't seen too much of Beavers so far. But Blues now bring it forward on this near side. The play is switched to Ryan Leonard, the right back this evening. He plays it nonchalantly forward to Will Atkinson. Oh, well, Atkinson, if that comes off to Michael Timlin, it'll be a great pass, but it doesn't. Well defended by Ryan Atkinson. He anticipated the play well. Ryan Leonard in there as well. Kevin Hurst plays it into Will Atkinson. Atkinson shows good control. A neat pass out to the goal scorer, Straker. Straker's got Ben Coker on the overlap. Box for Atkinson instead. He knocks it into the 6-yard box, but good goalkeeping by Merritt. He was alert to it, came out and gathered it well.
Crowd are enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. It's been, you really want Southend now to get that second goal, put some distance between themselves and Mansfield, because they're playing so well that you almost feel they need to. If they don't, if they have a lull at some point, you just fear that Mansfield might just nick something from this game. While they're on top, I'd love to see a second goal.
Yeah, they need to convert another chance. There's surely another chance will come. It's an opportunity for Mansfield, but it's cleared by Blues. James Allaby was once again trying to link up with Kelvin Andrew, but he's gone through to the goalkeeper Alan Marriott. The Mansfield Town supporters made the long journey behind the goal away to our right-hand side. The goal currently defended by Alan Marriott. A little bit quieter now than they were, but the Blues faithful in good voice. We've had 28 minutes of the action live on BBC Essex. It's Southend United 1, the Mansfield Town 0. Anthony Straker, the goal scorer. The flag goes up on this near side. That'll be a free kick to Mansfield. Very cautious straight offside. It'll be taken by the Defender McComb.
Those guys be wishing they'd left a little bit earlier, the fellas on the bench, Keenan and Woodrow, because there's no way that Phil Brown will be rushing to get them on in this match the way it's going. Unless there's an injury, he's going to stick with this team because they're up for it, aren't they?
Yeah, you said it happened to you as a player, Adrian, that you were late.
Not me myself personally, but a teammate.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
We're stuck in traffic, and he got to the game, I think 20 minutes after the kick-off. Did come on later in the game, so it's not a first.
No, you were always very punctual. There's a player's down with a head injury. It is, in fact, Ryan Leonard is going to need a bit of treatment. No, you mentioned earlier that it happened to you in terms of the fact that you've been in a team where the manager had to name people he wouldn't otherwise have named in the starting 11 because people weren't there.
That's right, I think it was David White, the old Southend United striker. He had a short spell at the club. Yeah, he's a pretty laid-back chap. I think he might have left a little bit late and couldn't make it in time. It happens on occasion. Very rare these days because teams tend not to come straight to the game. They go to a hotel, they have a pre-match meal. I know Southend go to Boots and Ladies and have something to eat in the afternoon. It never used to happen. We used to just turn up for the game at 6:30 for 7:45 kickoff, so the chances of you running late and missing the kickoff were a little bit higher back then.
Yeah, 4:30 was the allotted time for the pre-match meal for Blues. It was particularly exceptional circumstances on the road. Well, I mean, the roads are never good on a Friday night in this country, are they at all? But when you get a problem on the M25, a bad, nasty accident, of course, it creates havoc indeed. The kick by Marriott, the long one, Mansfield Town keeper in the direction of Calvin Andrew. There's plenty of yellow shirts forward for this one, trying to get on the end of it and trying to get themselves back into this game, but so far Blues are holding fast. A great header by Luke Prosser. He's absolutely clattered into by Alabi, and a lot of those Blues teammates at Luke's are not at all happy with that challenge.
That was very aggressive. I mean, the referee
He's taking him away, Alabi. He's having a stern word with him at the very end. There's going to be a card of some sort. And Luke Prosser is out cold.
Well, that's what it looked like. He's moving his feet, which is good. He's face down into the turf. And I suspect the referee's considering a red here. He may be just going for the yellow and giving him a real stern ticking off, because if he's taken this long, I would have thought he would have sent him off by now, but he really did clatter into the defender.
Well, Drysdale's going for his pocket. We're going to see a colour. He's coming out. It's red. He's gone. They're down to 10 men, Mansfield Town, and that was a harsh challenge on Luke Prosser. He should have no complaints at all. He's off. James Alabi, 10 men, Mansfield.
Wow, it's a disastrous debut. The referee bought himself an awful lot of time there. Thinking time. He didn't make a rash decision. He weighed up the options. And after weighing them up, he did think that was overly aggressive. It was dangerous. It was dangerous.
He's not happy. He's being dragged down the tunnel, and he's holding his hand in his face. He's pretty upset about it as well.
I think he's crying. I think he's very, very upset. He's a young player making his league debut for Mansfield on loan from Stoke. Well, it's a disaster for him individually. I don't know. We don't have the benefit of a replay. I don't think it was an elbow, but he caught Prosser in the head.
Yeah,
very, very hard.
And actually, even from here, you could hear the collision. It was quite noticeable. The sound of the thud as he went into Luke Prosser, and Prosser was just down. I mean, he's up on his feet now. He's okay, thankfully, Luke Prosser. He's still receiving a bit of treatment.
It was late, wasn't it? It was very noticeable because Prosser had headed the ball away. Then he got clattered heavily in the head. Now, I don't know what it was that collided, what part of Atherton's body collided with him, but it was enough to almost knock him out, and my instinct was red, and the referee, fair play to him. It took his time before deciding.
What I think is particularly unsavoury is I can see down there in front of the Blues dugout, one or two of the Mansfield Town coaching staff, of course their manager Paul Cox is suspended, he's in the stand, but berating Luke Prosser, giving him criticism. There's no way Prosser made more of that.
No.
The poor lad was poleaxed. He can't possibly have made more than it, more of it.
Yeah,
the referee's made the decision. If you've got a problem with the decision, blame the referee. Don't blame Luke Prosser. That's patently ridiculous.
No, it's out of order.
Well out of order.
And poleaxed is the right phrase. That was exactly what happened. And he was needlessly poleaxed because the ball had gone. And if somebody's going to risk making that type of challenge late, that they're going to run the risk of getting a red card.
Well, the upshot of all that is that the scoreline remains Southend United 1, Mansfield Town 0 due to Anthony Straker's 23rd minute strike. But Mansfield Town are now down to 10 men following the sending off of James Alabi. And that's the long and short of it. And there's another coming together between John White and the other striker, Calvin Andrew, the remaining striker, and those two are having words with each other, and it was sort of a wrestling match as they landed on the ground. It was a bit of a mismatch, actually, because Calvin Andrews a heavyweight, and John White probably, what would you say, a sort of light middleweight?
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, it's all getting a little bit feisty. Mansfield certainly feel like they've had an injustice. I can't see it myself. I think that's probably a fair decision from
well,
the referee.
And I can hear people to my right-hand side commentating for the Mansfield Town in-house commentary service saying that the Southend players were effectively, instrumental in getting their man sent off. Well, they're wrong in a word.
100%. 100%. They weren't crowding the referee too much, and the referee went straight to Alabi, and he dragged him away, and he bought himself some thinking time. And in that 30 seconds or so, he weighed up the options, and he thought, hang on, actually, that was over the top, it was aggressive, it was dangerous. If it's dangerous, by the rules of the game, players got to go. And, and I think the referee's nailed it.
Yeah, we call it as we see it here on BBC Essex. It's Southend United 1, Mansfield Town 0. And in the Championship, it's Ipswich Town 1, Barnsley 0. And that's a good start for the Blues of Ipswich Town, just like we said, a good start for the Blues of Southend United here in South Essex. But they've got some organising to do as Mansfield, 10-man Mansfield burst forward, but they do it well. Will Atkinson just comes back and mops it up. Great ball by Atkinson into Michael Timlin. He's got space ahead of him. There may well be a bit more space for Blues now. Plays it across field, does Timlin to Anthony Straker. Straker knocks it into the far post. Well, he wasn't too far away. It became, I think he was trying to cross, but Marriott was scrambling. It was almost over him and into the back of the net. Blues still on the attack though. Good play by Atkinson, finds first. Definitely more space about now as Leonard plays it into the box, but it's cleared by Mansfield. And was that a shot or a cross?
It was definitely a cross, but it was headed in. By the looks of it, we couldn't see from our angle, but Alan Marriott kind of clawed it away with his hand. It was full stretch there, and it almost fell to a Southend United man. But once again, it's all Blues at the moment. They're playing with real intensity.
Comes in from Coker. It's going to drop it. Oh, Timlin was in there. Not the tallest of players, but he was in the 6-yard box. Comes back to Barry Core. Core finds Clifford. Is he going to shoot? No, he opts for the pass to Hurst. They're just picking their passes now. They know they've got that one-man advantage, the Blues. Timlin does well, slides in, but it's cleared finally by the fullback, Pilkington forward. And the half-time refreshments arrive. Adrian, I'm sure we're going to enjoy those as much as we're enjoying what we've seen so far. We've had 36 minutes of action-packed and incident-packed football here at Bristol.
It's been a wonderful 36 minutes. Football, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and Southend United, they don't look a League 2 team tonight. They look like a League 1 or a Championship team, the way that they're playing with such confidence. Now that they've got the man advantage too, let's hope they can get some goals. That's been the missing ingredient, hasn't it, this year? We've talked about the inconsistency, but the Blues haven't been able to score 3, 4 or 5 in any match this season. Tonight should be the night, the way they're playing.
Yeah, the next home league match here at Roots Hall will be on the 23rd of November, Saturday the 23rd of November against York City, and the Blues are doing football for £5. All fans, all seats £5 for that one, so well worth coming down. They're on the attack now, Blues. Can they get a second? Barry Core was in on goal. That was a really good defensive challenge by McComan. It's behind for a corner for Blues, but it was good defending by the Mansfield man, and it's behind for a corner for Southend United.
Yeah, Richie Sutton it was. Barry Core had been slipped in. First touch was good. He was looking to pull the trigger, but the number 2 got back and made a great tackle.
Corner taken quickly, comes out to Atkinson. He finds Connor Clifford. Clifford probably felt he should have scored in the first minute. I think he's itching to try his luck from distance again and maybe get on the score sheet. But Hurst plays it in, it's deflected and goes through to Marriott. But yeah, you can see that, with Connor Clifford. Every time he gets the ball anywhere near the edge of the penalty area, he thinks, I had a great chance earlier. The goalkeeper made a good save. I don't want to be denied. I want to get one tonight.
No, definitely. And I think he has scored one this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got one in the league, yeah.
It might have been at Oxford. Nice strike. That was a nice low strike from the edge of the box. So yeah, he's definitely got the ability to be a goal-scoring midfielder. He's the one holding tonight, though. He's more of a defensive player, with the other guys have got the licence to go forward. But he himself fancies a popping with this new yellow ball for the winter. They've done well, haven't they? They've hit the target several times in this first half.
Yeah, we're going to see this free kick for Mansfield. It's going to be taken by Ben Hutchinson. It's going to curl it in right-footed. It's going to go through. Now it's cleared by Luke Prosser. And it's as far as halfway line. And Blues are getting people back, just trying to defend this, and they do it well. And Ryan Leonard heads it out to Kevin Hurst. And Hurst's long kick forward goes out of play. Yeah, Connor Clifford, by his own admission, I'm sure would have said that he had a poor game on Saturday at Newport County. He wasn't the only one, in fairness. Much better tonight.
Yeah, no, everybody's playing well. There's no weak link this evening in the blue shirt. It's been tipped off, and yeah, Clifford he's a busy player. I like his industry.
He does. He is industrious, and also I think we mentioned it earlier. Michael Timley makes such a difference.
Yeah, I really hope that Phil Brown takes a good notice of what he brings to the team tonight, because if he's fit, he should be a fixture in this side.
Heavy challenge by Clifford. It's been given as a free kick, and there's a player down. Oh my goodness, we've seen another red card, and Connor Clifford has gone.
Oh, he talks about his industry and competitiveness. It was a 2-30 challenge. I think he took the ball. I think he got the ball, but he also got the man. But when you go in 2-footed, leaping into a tackle, you can't argue with it. And that is another correct decision from the referee. He deserves that red card, Connor Clifford. Well, look, stupid decision to make that kind of challenge.
Well, just literally seconds after we were saying how much better he was playing tonight, he's been rather foolish. There was no danger there either, Adrian. It wasn't in a dangerous part of the pitch, was it? It was sort of a few yards inside the Blues' half, and well,
it really is.
I mean, do you think the referee drives out? He couldn't wait to get the red card out, but you actually think it was the right decision?
No question.
He wasn't leaving it up in any way.
I knew it was a red the moment it happened, because he jumped into it 2-footed, and when you do that, you've got to go. I mean, why any player would tackle that way these days, knowing how strict the referees are, knowing what the rules are now? I just don't understand it. It's crazy. And Southend now, it's charity. I think they've took their favourites to win the game, but that huge advantage that they had has now been minimalised. I can't quite believe Clifford did it.
Well, that was a real surprise, because everything was looking so good, wasn't it? 1-0 up, Mansfield down to 10 men, and the man who the foul was on was Calvin Andrews, for the record. The striker, he came back to sort of receive the ball, and he slid in, didn't he? Oh, I don't think it was maybe as bad as you thought. It was all about opinions. I mean, I do bow to your, probably better eyesight and understanding the game. But I mean, it was just over enthusiasm. He's playing well. Blues are ahead. Everyone's starting. Sometimes players just get a bit carried away.
Oh yeah. No, that's exactly what it was. He was over enthusiastic.
There was no vendetta or agenda against him. Nothing had happened before. That we hadn't seen any. Had we seen anything between the two players earlier? I don't think we had.
No, I don't think so. But when you go in with 2 feet showing, that's a dangerous tackle, and dangerous tackles as dangerous challenges that we saw with Alfie. They're warranted as straight dismissals. Clifford's now out for 3 games. It's not just this match. The same for Alaby. They're both going to miss 3 games. It's big news.
Yeah, they're on the attack, our Blues. It's Atkinson on this near right-hand side, tries to get to the byline. It's a good challenge by John McCullough. Yeah, in fairness, if it was a deserved sending off for Alaby, the Mansfield Town player earlier on, then you've got to look at them sort of dispassionately, haven't you? And call it as you see it. And as you say, that was what it was. It was a red card, a straight red card. The ball got over the line, I think. The goalkeeper Marriott gathered what was absolutely a completely innocuous ball into the area, stepped back to gather it, and he stepped over the line. The goal has been given. Southend United, in the bizarrest of fashion, have taken the lead. They're double the lead.
I wish I could shed more light on this.
But he stepped back over the line.
I'm as confused as everybody else. I think that's what happened. It was a cross from Ryan Leonard. It took a deflection, looped very high in the air. The goalkeeper caught it, and then seemed to slip backwards and carried it over the line. I don't think I've ever seen a goal like that live in the flesh. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's the bizarrest of goals you'll see in an awfully long time. Ryan Leonard has been credited with it, but surely that's got to be an own goal against Alan Merritt. He gathered the ball. The ball was comfortably within his grasp. He just took a step back. The assistant must have been, was the assistant level with the goal line? If he had to be, otherwise he couldn't have given it, surely.
I think Maguire, the defender, has been as a deflection, has been given the own goal. But as you say, did the goalkeeper carry it over the line?
I think he did. I'm sure he carried it. He took a step back.
Yeah, or did he catch it when it was already behind the line? We can't tell from here, but it's causing much debate here in the press box.
Well, it's been given. Paul Clark, former Blues player and manager, is telling us behind us that it has been given as an own goal to Jamie Maguire. Well, he wouldn't have known much about it, Jamie Maguire, because the ball cannoned off him. It span into the air. It may have been a slightly difficult one for Marriott to gather, but I think that was a howler by the goalkeeper. But up to now, it's played extremely well.
Well, either way, it's a howler. Either he stepped back, but the fact that it's been given to Maguire suggests that he caught it behind the line, which means his positioning all went haywire, and that's a big mistake in itself. So from being outstanding in the early minutes, Alan Marriott, he's now cost his side a really, really expensive goal, because down to 10 minutes, I know it's even now, but with the fact that Mansfield haven't scored in the last 3 games, they're really up against it now, aren't they?
Well, we've seen everything in the 44 minutes we've seen so far. We are rapidly approaching the half-time whistle here at Root Hall. It is Southend United 2, Mansfield Town 0. But trust me, you will never see a bizarrer goal than the Blues' second goal start. And no one was more surprised than the Blues players.
No.
Because from their positioning on the field, they wouldn't have been able to see that the ball was behind the line. No chance, nor could we, really.
I looked away. I thought, the goalkeeper's just going to catch this. It's no big deal. But the next thing I knew, everybody was up in front of me celebrating. It was a crazy, very unusual moment. Well, but a good moment for Southend United.
And Phil Brown will take them whichever way they come.
We haven't had that much luck, have we, this season, Southend United, so we will grab it while we have it. And now, we're talking about that. I don't think we scored more than 2 in a game this season. Wonderful opportunity tonight to get a morale boosting 3, 4, 5 goal victory. That's what I'm sure Phil Brown will be telling his players at half-time. Don't ease up, go for the jugular.
Well, that's the voice of former Blues and Arsenal midfielder Adrian Clark watching the action, and he's seen an extremely eventful first 45 minutes here. We are into the added-on 4 at the end of this first half. The reason there is 4 is because both of those sendings off resulted in lengthy periods of treatment for the injured players. In the case of Blues, it was Luke Prosser. In the case of Mansfield Town, it was Calvin Andrew, and that's why we've got the 4 minutes, and we're into those now. But Southend United, well, he's just had everything this game, hasn't it? We've had 2 sendings off, we've had some fantastic goalkeeping by Alan Marriott, saved superbly from Connor Clifford early on, and then made a couple of other good saves. So a great opening goal by Anthony Straker on 23 minutes, a well-worked goal by Blues, and a great finish by Straker. And then, well, we've seen the 2 sendings off, and then a bizarre second goal for Blues. It was such a shock to the players. You looked at the Blues team, they didn't know what was going on. There was a moment there when they were looking at each other, those Southend players. They didn't know what had happened, and then they realised the referee had given it, and it was celebrations all round.
Well, let's praise the linesman. He did fantastically. Barry Core, I think, appealed. Paul Clark has written one of his lovely little notes, as he likes to do during commentary, just to fill us in, and yeah, he spotted Barry Core made an appeal. The linesman, fair play to him, eagle-eyed.
They're on the attack once again, Blues. Can they get a third before half-time? They've got a corner, definitely at least that much, and there'll be a chance for Ben Coker on the far side, way out on the left-hand side there, for Blues to curl this one in. It'll probably be announced. It takes it short to very core, gets it back, whips it in with his right foot. This time it drops to the far post. We're trading on next to C as Hurst picks it up, plenty of space ahead of him, fires it in low, and he's gone wide. Ryan Leonard came in to flick it wide. That'll be a goal kick to Mansfield Town. But you won't see as much eventful action as it's at the Emirates tomorrow.
No, you're going, I understand. Yeah, no, I'll be commentating on the game tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. Arsenal against Liverpool, 2 great footballing teams. I'll tell you what, tonight has been, well, it's been very, very exciting and entertaining. And I think it's going to continue in this vein, because 10 versus 10, there's more space out there, and Southend just seem in the mood, and it's really good to see.
They need to win, because they've come into this one on the back of 2 defeats, and if they can get 3 points tonight, what a great weekend it will be for Blues. I mean, it won't be a great weekend for Connor Clifford, admittedly, but for everyone else at least, it'll be a chance to enjoy the Saturday and Sunday night. You've done your work on the Friday night. Still plenty of time to go, though. We're into the third of those added on 4 minutes to the end of this first half, live on BBC Essex. We're on 95.3 FM, DAB digital, and around the world on the web, wherever you're listening to us. The news is, it's Southend United 2, Mansfield Town 0. Anthony Straker on 23 minutes, and a Jamie Maguire own goal on 42. It's a bit harsh on Maguire that he's credited with that, because the ball cannoned off him, span into the air. I mean, he couldn't do anything about it, could he? He won't want that against him. No,
I always think own goals are pretty harsh when they're deflections. The defenders don't deserve them, the attacker wants them, but
the Marriott certainly wouldn't want it.
No, the people in control always seem to give it against the defender, and yeah, it's really harsh on him. The goalkeeper's culpable. He's got his positioning horribly, horribly wrong.
Well, there's a bit of a lull in the action as we've got a throw in on the far side to Mansfield. Everyone's sort of getting their breath back after that flurry of sendings off and the second Blues goal. The throw-in's going to be taken there on the far side by Lee Beavers, the former Colchester man. I'm not sure what length of throw he's got in his armoury, but he hurls it in now. It's a reasonably long one. Luke Prosser always underneath it, though. Decent header by Luke Prosser away. Comes back to Beavers. He hits it in first time with his left foot. This wouldn't be a good time for Blues to concede. They need to keep it tight until the break at least. 2-0 and the break is what we are heading for if they can do their jobs now. Forward by Hurst. Very Core races after. There goes Darren Drysdale, the referee's whistle. He's been a busy man in the first half. So if we bring it into the action, but Blues, Adrian Clark, 2 goals to the good.
Yeah, it's been a tell our story. It really doesn't. 2 red cards, 2 goals. Could have been 6 goals really from Southend United in that first half. It was a tremendous display. They were outstanding from minute 1 to minute 45. The only blip was the Conor Clifford red card, a deserved red card in my opinion, as was Alabi's for Mansfield Town. But yeah, I think Phil Brown will be thrilled with the attitude of his players tonight. It's been superb.
Welcome back to Roots Hall, the half-time scoreline in this League 2 match. Southend United 2, Mansfield Town 0. It doesn't tell half of the story. We've had so much incident in the first half. Anthony Straker getting the Blues ahead on 23 minutes. It was a well-worked goal, and it came after some good chances had been created by Blues before that, and they've been held off and kept at bay by Alan Marriott, the Mansfield Town keeper. How was he to play a part in the proceedings later on in the half? Well, we saw 2 sendings off. First of all, James Alabi, the Mansfield Town striker, is on loan from Stoke City, making his Mansfield debut tonight. He was sent off, a straight red card given to him by referee Darren Drysdale after he clattered into Luke Prosser, almost poleaxed him. And then not too long after that we saw Conor Clifford given a straight red card. He went in very hard on Kelvin Andrew. It was a little bit too footed from Conor Clifford, and once again Drysdale produced that red card and we were 10 against 10. After that we got the Blues' second goal, and what a bizarre goal it was. A ball in by Ryan Leonard. Took a deflection off Jamie Maguire, the Mansfield Town midfielder. It skewed into the air, spinning all over the place, but it seemed to be well covered by Alan Marriott, the goalkeeper. He played so well earlier on. When he gathered it, took a couple of steps back, and the eagle-eyed assistant on this near side said it'd gone over the line, and referee Drysdale gave it, much to the astonishment of pretty well everyone in the stadium, including the Blues players. What an eventful first half it was. We're waiting for the teams to come out now for the second half. They're coming out now. The Mansfield Town coming out first, tonight wearing all yellow. The 10 men of Mansfield Town for this second half, and Blues, we're seeing them emerging as well. I wonder what Phil Brown said to them at half-time. I'm Mark Babbage from BBC Essex, alongside me for the second half this evening. Adrian Clark, former Blues and Arsenal midfielder. Adrian, we saw it all, but there's still going to be plenty to come. That was only the first instalment.
Well, yeah, Mansfield are out nice and early for the second half. I'd imagine they will be chomping at the bit to try and make amends. They were dominated in that first half by Southend United. The Blues were all over them, swarming over them like a rash throughout that game. The tempo was brilliant, the play itself was excellent. Some of the pass and move football was great to watch, and they had end product too. They were whipping crosses into the box, getting shots on target, testing the goalkeeper. So from Southend's perspective, it was almost a perfect half of football, clean sheet and 2 goals. The only blip was that Conor Clifford red card.
Yeah, John White leads out the Southend United players with 10 off them. They're going to play in this second half for Blues. They've just been given the official attendance tonight, 4,824, of which 199 have made the journey from Nottinghamshire. So fair play to them on a Friday evening, not the best time to be travelling the motorways of this country. And Blues this evening, I'll go through the 10-man that are here. We're not going to see a substitution for Blues. We are going to see substitutions for Mansfield Town. We've seen the introduction already of Matt Reed. He's in place of Calvin Andrew. And I think we're also going to see Sam Clucas come on. He is the top scorer for Mansfield Town. And Adrian Clark is come on in place of Ben Hutchison.
Yeah, double change the manager. He's in the stand tonight. He can't occupy a place in the dugout, but he's had a big impact at half time. He's decided to just go for it in the second period. Andrew, I suspect, may have been injured from that challenge from Conor Clifford. It was a really hefty one. He wasn't moving freely afterwards, but he's made a double change. He's throwing caution to the wind here, the Mansfield boss, in a desperate bid to get back into the game, because he knows his team were outplayed in that first half.
Well, it was even eventful, this match, before it started, because we had the late arrival of Rob Kiernan and Corley Woodrow for Blues. We are now underway in this second half. We had the late arrival of those two, which meant they were put on the bench, so the changes for Blues were mainly in the back four, where Ryan Leonard went to right back, and John White and Luke Cross were the centre backs, and Ben Coker at left back. That is how they're still lining up, those four. Dan Benting is in goal, of course. The midfield is now Will Atkinson and Michael Timlin, with Kevin Hurst and Anthony Straker out on the flanks, and up front is Barry Core. So it's sort of gone from a 4-3-3 for Blues for a sort of 4-4-1. Here comes Anthony Straker, the scorer of the first goal, finds Kevin Hurst. Hurst plays it out wide. They're playing well, Blues. It's an awful lot happened in that first half, but generally it was all pretty positive for Blues. It's played into the penalty area, cleared by Mansfield on this near side, and it's going to be knocked away by Klukas, the substitute. Finds the other substitute, Reid. And Reid is a pretty strong player playing up front. Klukas is the man with the goals, though, Adrian, for Mansfield. He's got 5 in the league. He is their top scorer. But apparently, according to our colleagues here from Nottinghamshire, he was somewhat jaded, just a little bit overplayed recently, and that's why he started on the bench. Here comes Anthony Straker for Blues. He goes past his man, looking for support. Gets it now. Barry Core was giving him the support on the edge of the penalty area, but it comes to nothing. It's cleared by Reid for Mansfield.
Jaded in November.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that. It's a strange one, isn't it? I mean, they haven't even started their FA Cup campaign or anything, Mansfield. They've got, incidentally, they're away at St Albans City in the first round, proper, whereas Blues, as we know, are away at Morecambe. So they've got non-league opposition at Mansfield. But yeah, they wouldn't have been involved in that much football so far. I can't understand a player being jaded in sort of October, end of October, early November.
Yeah, it's probably the goals dried up. The manager was looking to freshen up the lineup. Perhaps that was the party line, but in truth, he was dropped from the team. But he's got a chance now. Lucas, he's going to operate on this right-hand side. He's not going to play directly up front.
Yeah, we're live on BBC Essex. A couple of minutes into the second half. It's Blues 2, Stags 0. A good opening half for Southend United. The only black mark, of course, against Connor Clifford for that heavy challenge. I think it was only down to over-exuberance by him. A long one cross is dropped by Marriott. Marriott played well in the first half, made some excellent saves. Too many to mention at one stage. He seemed to be a one-man sort of rear guard, didn't he? He was making great saves from all sorts of positions, and then, well, blocking his pocketbook massively. It's a free kick to Mansfield.
Big lump, isn't he? There's the substitute, Reid. Certainly made of sturdy stuff.
Yep, in fact, the free kick has been given to Blues. He's come together with Luke Prosser. Prosser was the man who was challenged heavily by James Allaby, which resulted in his sending off. And that'll be a free kick to Southend United, which goalkeeper Dan Bentley will take. In actual fact, you know, despite everything that happened, and it was a very eventful first half, but Dan Bentley didn't have a huge amount to do. He had a couple of times shots flashed wide of him. We mentioned a couple of times that maybe he'd got shots covered that went wide, but they didn't actually get too many shots on target in the first half of Mansfield, did they?
I think they got one on target. I don't think they got one on target. I don't remember us calling a save from the goalkeeper, so that's another positive from what was an excellent 45 minutes. It's important now for the team just kick on and produce another exciting half. So that way they can go home feeling pretty satisfied.
Just looking down at the Blues technical area, Phil Brown is kicking every ball, he's heading every ball, he's really getting involved, he's dapper, he's dressed in that smart dark grey suit this evening, as he always is. Ben Coker's going on a marauding run through. He's never quite going to get there though, but he certainly let them know he was going through on goal there, Ben Coker. They were coming into the challenges, went past quite a few of them. He's back in the penalty area again, the Blues left back, who scored on Saturday down at Newport County. Phil Brown thought there was a foul on him, it's not been given, and that will be a goal kick to the visitors Mansfield Town.
Yeah, you mentioned Phil Brown there. He's so often, I've seen him at Roots Hall, he's looked agitated, he's looked annoyed, frustrated. I think tonight he is enjoying it as much as we are, and there's a smile on his face at every single decision, except for, of course, that Clifford red card. But even then, he didn't complain too vociferously. I think he knew that was a fair cop as far as Clifford was concerned. Now, I think Phil Brown will be pleased with what he's seen.
We'll be asking him the questions afterwards, as we always do, on BBC Essex. There's a foul on the far side. Barry Core pulled his man back. Barry Core, once again, he has worked his socks off. As he always did, he was skipper down at Newport on Saturday in the absence of John White. And I spoke to him afterwards, Barry, and he was disappointed that the result had gone the wrong way. But he said it was a proud moment for him to skip a Blues for the first time. And he's enjoying this evening, I'm sure, as much as the rest. Oh, that's a heavy challenge on the far side. That will be a foul on Timlin over there. That will be a free kick to Blues. And he was running through. We said a yellow card for the guilty man, who I believe is John McComb.
Yeah, John McComb. Yeah. It was very cynical.
He just sort of body checked him, didn't he? He went past him, Tim, and he just got his body in the way and brought the man down.
It was superb actually from Tim. He flicked the ball over one player, ran onto it on the other side. Then he went one-on-one with McComb, went past him, and then just mercilessly got brought crashing down to earth. But he's got a free kick for his team in a good area. They're going to whip this in, an in-swing. I think it's going to be Ben Coker.
Yeah, Coker's going to whip it in left foot. He does so now. Nodded on. Oh, it goes towards the far post. Curry 4 was in there, but the header actually came in from Leonard. He was forward. The makeshift right back tonight. Just flicked it on. It was a clever header. Wide of Marriott's right hand upright, but it was a decent move by Blues. And Ben Coker's delivery is superb. That's something he's brought to the team. The former Colchester United man. He has got excellent delivery with that left foot. We mentioned about his free kick at Newport on Saturday, but also when he's delivering the ball into the danger area, he puts it in with pace, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, what do we call that? Cultured left foot? I mean, all left footers that have got that little bit of extra quality seem to be described as a cultured left foot.
It's not normally a cultured right foot. Or a cultured head.
Exactly, it's true. You never hear of a cultured right foot, but you do hear many cultured left foots. I think Coker's got one.
That because you had one yourself, Andrew. Here come Mansfield on the attack, looking to try to get themselves back in this game. We've had 6 minutes of the second half. They're behind at the moment, and they remain behind as Blues clear it to Anthony Straker, who played well in that first half. Anthony Straker, he's a much improved player for Blues, and he scored the first goal. He's going past his man. He cuts it tight. He's fouled on the end of the penalty. That's a free kick and another card. And this time, we're going to see the card for Lee Beaver. He gets it. No arguments from him about the yellow, but Anthony Straker, that run, was a danger to Mansfield, and the only way they could stop him was by fouling him.
But if you're going to make a foul, make it 20, 30 yards back towards the halfway line, because that's when he had the first chance to have a nibble at Straker. But he allowed Straker to carry on running and running and running. Eventually got to, 22 yards out. Then he decides to pull him down. That's great news for Southend.
It's a mild evening in South Essex here at Roots Hall. It's a great evening for watching football, and we've seen some fantastic action so far. And if Blues can get a third goal from this opportunity, it'll get even better. We can see the usual two there lining up. It's either going to be the right footer first or the left footer Coker. The referee Drysdale, I'm not sure what foot he's got, but he's marching that ball back, and we'll see an effort. I think it's going to be an effort on goal, undoubtedly. It's a reasonably central position, and if they can get this on target, who knows what they could do with it. It's going to be, I think this one's going to be Hurst. Hurst looks like he's got the glint in his eye. He does. The shot from Coker, great effort by Coker, pushed away by Marriott, but it was double bluff really, because I think Hurst looked like he was going to take it. He left it for Coker, but it was the skies, wasn't it? Great effort. Good save once again by Marriott. Not for the first time we've said that.
He leaped to his right to stop that one, to score Coker. It was another good free kick from him.
Yeah, the corner comes in from Coker, gathered by goalkeeper Marriott. You have to say, goalkeepers, they are in the position, and we mentioned about Joe Hart, the Manchester City goalkeeper, looks like he's going to be dropped tomorrow. That your mistakes are so highlighted as a keeper, aren't they? I mean, Marriott has had an evening tonight where he's made some good saves. He made another one then from Ben Coker, made some excellent saves in the first half, but at the end of the game, everyone's going to remember, regardless of the score, everyone's going to remember that howler for Blues second half.
Yeah, totally. That's what's going to be in the match reports. He's going to be asked about it, the manager's going to be asked about it. It's a nightmare, but if you're going to be silly enough to take up goalkeeping, you've got to put up with these little things, haven't you?
It never appealed to you in terms of position to play football.
No, I wasn't daft or brave enough.
So you end up getting a few bumps and bruises and teeth knocked out, don't you, as a keeper? You've got to put your body on the line. Great play by Coker, but Blues clips it in into his right foot this time for Ben Coker. The left back cut inside, put it on his right foot, just trying to dink it in over Marriott. That time it's a fairly tough gather for the Mansfield Town keeper. We've now had 9 minutes of the second half action, live on BBC Essex. Southend United 2, Mansfield Town 0, but they are on the attack through their top scorer Klukas. He's going to try to get it to the corner of the bench. That was a good ball by him, and it came in to the striker Colin Daniel, who's moved forward, and he's down injured, but it will be nothing more than a corner for the visitors.
Yeah, lovely last-ditch tackle from Ben Coker there tonight. Colin Daniel inside the box. We saw both sides of Coker's game. He talked about he just drifted past his marker here on the other end of the pitch. It was a Ronaldo-esque. The ball was glued to his foot, really clever play from Coker, and then at the other end, good defending too.
Jack Blake takes the corner. It's flicked on for Mansfield. It's gone behind. Once again, we're going to see another corner. So that will be a chance then to put Blues under a bit more pressure. And that's on the goal away to our right-hand side as we watch the action from the main east stand here at Roots Hall. The goal where the Mansfield Town travelling support has gathered, and there are 199 of them that have made the journey on this Friday evening. Blues will be in FA Cup action next Saturday up at Morecambe. A long journey for them. It was the first tie actually that came out of the hat. Morecambe versus Southend United. That one will of course be live on BBC Essex as ever with the Blues. Colchester incidentally got the home tie against Sheffield United. Very caught up with the defending. Puts it out of play. Throw into Mansfield. The Stags on this near side just in front of us. It's going to be taken now, the throw-in by Lee's Beavers. In fact, it's a free kick. The referee is giving a free kick, so Beavers will take that just inside the touchline. He'll take it right footed, will Beavers, the former Ipswich and Colchester man, so it's fairly local to this area. It's going to be gathered well by Dan Bentley. He gets up bravely, gathers it, clutches it to his chest, and he hasn't had too much to do. He said that just a couple of times there were shots in the first half that he seems to have well covered rather than actually safe, because they weren't on target. But that still means you've got to do your job. You've got to be alert, and you've got to come out, and you've got to constantly be aware of your positioning, where your defenders are. And let's not forget, he's got John White and Luke Prosser as centre-backs in front of him, and he's not really used to that.
No, it's all about concentration. Well, on a night like tonight, Dan Bentley, and that was a perfect ball for him to come and claim, just clipped into the air. There wasn't too many bodies for him to come in between, and it was catch and practice for him. And it was his confidence good too.
Lucas tries to put pressure on Ryan Leonard. It goes back to goalkeeper Bentley, who clears it right-footed. Lucas has got 5 goals for Mansfield. Of course, Blues' top scorer in the league, Freddie Eastwood, 5, is still unavailable. And I heard Phil Brown saying earlier that he reckoned that he's going to be out for probably another 2 or 3 weeks. So a bit of a blow in terms of Freddie Eastwood continuing with his decent goal scoring this season. It's into the penalty area for Mansfield. Luke Prosser uses every inch of his height to head that away to Anthony Straker. Straker has played well tonight, gathers it, just does the sensible thing, plays it inside to Ben Cope. It's not need to take any chances. Blues have got the 2-goal advantage. It's for Mansfield to get back into this game. There's no reason for Southend United to have to push too far forward. They'll do that when they get the opportunity, but they don't have to go hell for leather, do they, after the third?
No, they don't. No, they can be patient, but I'd like to see them maintain the intensity and the momentum and the tempo, because that's what gave them the advantage in the first half. That's what Mansfield couldn't live with. If they kept their foot off the gas too much, it could allow the visitors a chance to get back into this game. I don't think that will happen, but it could.
You're right, because they started with such a high tempo and such pace and belief, Blues, and those first few minutes of the game, in North saw the unfortunate Colin Clifford almost score in those very early minutes, and he's no longer with us, of course, this evening, having been sent off in the first half. But yeah, it was an opening salvo for Blues and sort of set the tone for the match. And you're right, that's sort of been the way they've got their joy tonight, and maybe they'll get more if they continue in that vein.
It's the way they get their joy this season, because Southend United, this isn't an amazingly talented Southend United side, but if they work hard as a team and play with pace and purpose, they can be a match for anyone. And we've seen that whenever they've won this season, they've really gone about their business well. So they've got to learn that and remember it. Every time they go out and play, remember why you won that game the last time out. It wasn't because you were amazingly skillful, it was because you had the right attitude.
Luke Prosser clears it for Blues. He's going to have to do it again. The ball comes back to him, and he does well, controls it on his chest. Dan Bentley gives him an option to go back to him, but he decides better of it. Actually, it's a rather risky ball across the edge of the 18-yard box to John White, but John White uses all his experience to knock it forward long in the direction of Barry Cork. Cleared by McComb for Mansfield. It's 10 against 10, let's forget. We had James Araby on his debut for Mansfield Town, sent off in the first half alongside Connor Clifford in 2 separate incidents. It's a throw on the far side to Blues, which we'll see them get the ball into the area and see where they can go from here. Paul Cox, the Mansfield Town manager, is in the stand just in front of us, suspended. He was sent off against Bury a couple of matches ago. You don't normally see Phil Brown get involved. As you said, he was quite calm when it was all going off in the first half. I suppose he's very experienced, isn't he, Phil Brown? He's seen a lot in the game now. He's currently 53, 54 years of age, and probably, the sort of things that he sees, he just takes a little bit more measured approach and look at them now, perhaps than some of the younger managers.
I think so. And also, when you're winning and you're happy with your team on the night, you're always a little bit more laid back about these things. So he also got edge on a few occasions here at Roos Hall. He's been frustrated tonight. He's not frustrated because his players have gone out and delivered a really good performance for him.
Yeah, John McComb clears it back to his goalkeeper Marriott, just knocks it back to him. Barry Cole's the only Blues player forward. He's worked his socks off as he always done tonight as Barry Cole, the skipper last Saturday against Newport. He goes through to Dan Bentley. So far in the second half we've had 15 minutes of it, so we're on the hour mark now. It has been considerably quieter first 15 minutes in this half than we had in the first half, but we were always expecting that because you name it, it happened in that first half, didn't it? We had the bizarre goal, we had the two sendings off, excellent play by Blues, and a 2-0 half-time scoreline, which we're still watching at the hour mark.
Asking for too much, wasn't it, for it to carry on in that vein? But Southend's still playing well. They're still on the front foot. They're popping it around nicely. They have created chances, so I don't think Phil Brown will be unhappy with what he's seen in the first 15 minutes here.
No, the next home game is York City on the 23rd of November, and it's £5 for all fans, all seats. So there should be a decent attendance for that one here. It tends to bring the numbers in, doesn't it? Excellent value, £5 to watch Southend United.
Yeah, I really love those initiatives. Whenever, I remember I was here for a Morecambe game.
I was here for that one. Yeah, it was nearly 10,000.
Yeah, 10 or 11,000. It was amazing atmosphere. It was great to see Roos Hall rocking. Unfortunately, the team didn't deliver a win that day, but it was still great to see, and I think hopefully the fans will turn out in force. I don't think we'll see that big a crowd, but it'll certainly be 8 or 9.
We're going to see a substitution for Mansfield. Colin Daniels come off. He's going to be replaced by Lyndon, I think the name's Michael, isn't it? That's substitution for Mansfield. In the Championship, the levelling goal has gone in at Portman Road. It's now Ipswich Town 1, Barnsley 1, so they've been pegged back. The Blues of Suffolk, the Blues of Essex, Southend United, as yet holding firm to that 2-goal advantage, and the way Michael Timlin's playing, they will continue to do so, because that's an excellent ball forward by him to Anthony Straker. He's got so much pace about him, Straker. He just looks a different player to that which I've seen at times. He's a player when he gets his head up and keeps his, gets the run on players. He's a hard player to play against for a defender because he's got that pace about him. Sometimes that's it. He just needs to get his head up a bit.
If he stops the ball, he's not the same player. But if he's facing up a defender, he's top quality.
Oh, great play by Coker. Gets to the byline, goes past his man. He's in space. He knocks it in. It takes the deflection. He's going to drop out to Kevin Hurst. Hurst shoots. Oh, if it was on target, it would have been a third, but it was wide of Alan Marriott. Right hand upright, remains Blues 2, Mansfield Town 0.
I think Coker's pulling out all the tricks tonight. We saw him do that drag back where the ball is glued to his foot a moment ago. This time he flicks it past the defender inside the box really, really cleverly. It creates another opportunity. Hurst is unfortunate with the volley. It was a really tough one for us here.
Well, the substitute for Mansfield, Matt Reed, was almost having Luke Cross's shirt off there, but the referee didn't think there was anything untoward about it. It will be a throw into the visitors' Mansfield on this near side. It will be taken by Lee Beavers. He wipes the ball on his yellow shirt, prepares to launch it in. Promoted from the Blue Square Bet Premier at the end of last season were the Stags. He throws it in, Beavers, and great defending. This time it was Leonard who came across to do that. He came across from the right back berth, and that was a vital interception by Leonard. He's another player who's played well tonight. You look around this Blues side, the 10-man Blues side, and they've all done their job tonight. We've mentioned Anthony Straker, we've mentioned Kevin Hurst. There's been good performances throughout. Ben Coker actually probably the bigger the bunch so far.
Yeah, everyone's played well. You couldn't say anyone's not played to their potential tonight. It's been excellent throughout the 11. I wouldn't like to pick the MOM at the moment. They all deserve it.
Here comes Straker. He's a candidate for it. He finds Atkinson. Well, Atkinson tries to shot. It was blocked by the full-back Sutton. It's going to come back out now to Michael Timlin. Blues keeping the pressure on. They're camped in the Mansfield half now. Live on BBC Essex. Oh, it's knocked through by Atkinson. Just couldn't quite get it to a blue shirt, and they break again to Mansfield. That man up front, the substitute, Reed. He's a large unit, Reed, isn't he? He's a pretty powerful-looking player. Strong striker, isn't he? And do you think that's fair to say? Called him a big unit?
Yeah, I think I did earlier. I said he was bulky. I don't know if that was being kind to him. He's certainly well built. He's just he's a centre forward of the heavyweight variety, but he's putting himself about.
Yeah, they've made their substitutions. Mansfield Town, all three of them are on now. So too many options left for them if they try to get back in this game. I think Southend will just try to take the sting out of any sort of flurry of attacks they make before concentrating on maybe snatching a third Blues. It's knocked in by Michael, and there needs to be a decent challenge by Blues. It is by Ryan Leonard. Gets back. They're all in position now, the Blues back line. The defenders are all in a line, and it's a header which eventually lets go wide. That was never really a threat to his goal, and that's gone wide. That's going to be a goal kick to Blues.
Yeah, I mean that's as close as Mansfield have come to scoring, really. It was a good move. It was a good move from them. The cross was hung up to the far post, and the header really, I think from Colin Daniel was nowhere near. Is it Colin Daniel or has he come off? I'm not sure. I think it was Reed, wasn't it? Yeah. The bulky centre forward, as we were describing him, at the far post. He didn't get his header anywhere near target. But yeah, Anthony Straker was spotted there, trying to be a little bit fancy and clever. As I was trying to say earlier, when he gets the ball at his feet and runs at a defender, he's very hard to stop. He's a different type of player with his back to goal.
A good pull by Coker to Straker. That's going to be a free kick, I think, to Blues. The referee's having a good, long, hard look at it. He's got a smile on his face, referee Darren Drysdale. Well, he'll be working hard after the match when he writes those reports. Michael Timlin sharing a joke with him. In fairness to Darren Drysdale, he actually hasn't had a bad game, has he? We said probably we couldn't really argue with either of the red cards, and he's generally kept reasonably well control of it.
He's done well, yeah. No, I think he's quite a well-respected official in the Football League.
Pretty well it's due.
Yeah, no, he's done all right. And these linesmen was eagle-eyed, wasn't he, to spot that the ball had gone over the line for that second.
Well, that was exceptionally eagle-eyed, because I'm not even sure he was in the best position to see it, but he gave it, and that was it. Hurst for Blues, gets to the edge of the penalty area, plays it into Straker. The flag goes up against Anthony Straker, and that's offside, and that'll be a free kick to Mansfield.
Yeah. Paul Clark passed me a note that just says fat. I think he's describing the bulky Reed. He's made his mind up as Paul.
Matt Reed has been had his card marked then by the former Blues player and manager Paul Clark. I had the pleasure of Paul's company all the way down to Newport and back on Saturday evening, and the pleasure of his company in a very nice fish and chip shop in South Wales, of which if you had too many of their portions, you'd be the same size as Reed. It's
a good effort. We should concentrate on the game, really, shouldn't we? And Lucas, who was that had the shot, no chance for Bentley to hold it. He just cannoned off his midriff and just went out for a throw-in. It was a decent goal kick, actually, from Benny. That is probably the first shot on target of the game from Mansfield.
We will concentrate on the game, but I will tell you that Paul Clark virtually went through the menu in that fish and chip shop.
No,
he didn't just have the fish and chips.
No,
he was having the pies and you name it, everything.
On the donuts at half-time as well.
But it was not a great performance on Saturday. Much better this evening from Blues. They really have done well this evening in every department, and other than the sending off Connor Clifford, it's been excellent in terms of individuals and the team performance as well. They're going to have to do some defending now. The seconds are ticking away, the minutes ticking away. We've had 22 minutes of the second half, so we're three-quarters of the way through the action. It remains Blues 2, Mansfield Town 0, live on BBC Essex. The substitute for Mansfield, Lyndon Michael, just ran that one out of place. It'll be a throw into Blues on this near side. Yes, tomorrow afternoon on BBC Essex Sport, we've got Colchester United at Rotherham, Braintree Town at Tamworth. Alan Devonshire's Braintree Town are doing well. They're also in the FA Cup first round. Let's not forget next week they'll be at home to Newport County, the team that Paul Clark and I saw on Saturday against Blues. And we're also tomorrow in the FA Trophy. Canvey Island versus East Surrey United. Plenty of football going on in the county. Plenty of football on BBC Essex Sport tomorrow afternoon from 2 with Glenn Speller. You'll be at the Emirates watching Arsenal-Liverpool later, along with my son, also is going to that one.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. It's going to be a bell-trucking. But this one certainly hasn't been disappointed. I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight, and all we want to see now is a third goal, maybe a fourth, just to see Southend United really put a team to the sword.
That will be the icing on the cake, and can Ben Coker deliver that icing on the cake? Well, it was a good ball in by him, an excellent pass into Anthony Straker, and Straker has had a great game tonight. Just skewed the shot wide. It was on his left side, so it was his favourable side, but just sort of came off him, miskicked it slightly, and came to nothing. And well, the route one kick by Marriott for Mansfield is a long one forward, but it is well defended by Blues once again and picked up by Straker. He goes past his substitute Michael, and Michael just gets a challenge in, but great play by Michael Timlin. He just sits in that position. He sees so much, Michael Timlin. So much of his play is about awareness, vision, and then he just executes the pass.
Yeah, he's a top player at this level, and he's had a good game. This is a breakthrough moment for him. I think this season, hopefully Phil Brown will see the value he brings to the side. But you know, the likes of Woodrow, who would have started, Kiernan, who would have started, they must be gutted because the guys that have stepped in have really stepped up to the plate. No one deserves to come off.
Lee Beaver's throw-in is a foul throw, I believe, or at least it came into the area. It looks a rather unorthodox sort of throw, and it will be, in fact there was a bit of pushing in that penalty area, so Dan Bentley will take the free kick for Blues. The minutes ticking away, we've got 20 of them remaining of the 90. It's Southend United 2, Mansfield Town 0, live on BBC Essex in League 2 this evening. The latest score for Portman Road, quite a few miles north of here, was Ipswich Town 1, Barnsley 1. So, not too much football going on elsewhere on this Friday evening. Blues in the middle of a run of Friday night matches. They have had a few so far this season. It's a good idea to try to get the crowds in. Not so many tonight, 4,824, but I suppose with every week that passes as you get nearer to Christmas, people do watch their wallets a bit, Adrian, don't they? Certainly watch mine.
Yeah, no, we have to, don't we? But no, the Friday crowds haven't been as high as anticipated this season, that's for sure, but I think the players enjoy, and I think the fans that do come along do have a good time on a Friday night. There is something a little bit more special about the game under the lights here at Roos Hall, and the last two have been great. The Fleetwood victory was superb, and this has been equally good, if not better.
Yeah, Blues having to defend now. It's going to be a chance for Mansfield to knock it forward in the direction of the substitute Michael, but he just heads it aimlessly in the direction of John White. John White clears it back to goalkeeper Bentley. Bentley passes it out to Luke Cross. They're just knocking it about. And Michael Timlin, you know, he's just sitting in front of that back line and just orchestrating things as he does so well. He makes himself available. He doesn't do anything in a sort of rush, does he, Michael Timlin? He just looks so composed and in command of the situation.
Yeah, he's experienced, and he can be hot-headed himself. He puts himself about, but yeah, tonight he's been cornered.
So they're going to have to defend this now. There's a shot from the scorer of the top scorer for Mansfield, Sam Klukas, but it flashed wide of Bentley's goal, and he should have done better with that, Klukas, really. The man that's got 5 goals in the league for the Stags this season.
Snatched it. It really did. It was a good half chance for Mansfield. It was sloppy from Southend. That's probably the first real moment of sloppiness we've seen. They were messing around with the ball, gave a chance away, and Klukas should have done better. But I think the subs are warming up now. Wouldn't be surprised to see Phil Brown just shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it might need a bit of a shake up now, just to keep things alert and keep everyone on their toes for the remaining 20 minutes or so, plus whatever we've got added on.
I'd like to see Mark Laird get a run out. We haven't seen much of him this season with an injury. He's a key man. He's going to do a good job for Southend United this year if he can stay fit.
A very chorus foul, but the referee doesn't give it. That was a clear foul on it by John McBone, not given. Michael Timlin plays it into Ben Coker, up the line by Coker to Straker. Straker's muscled out of it, but Ben Coker comes in, and they're doing the hard work as well, Blues, in this match. It's not all about passing football. They've had to dig in at times. They're no mugs, Mansfield. Let's not forget, they're 11th in the table, and like a lot of promoted teams into this division from the conference, they keep that winning momentum going forward. And they've not done too badly so far, although their manager, Paul Cox, is it. Do you know what? Paul Cox, the manager, last season, I believe it was, the chairman bought him an Aston Martin as a sort of present.
Not a bad little bonus, that, is it?
Not bad at all. I wonder whether Ron Martin will be considering something similar to Phil Brown.
Was it second hand, or was it?
No, apparently it was a new one. I got up on my Aston Martins, but apparently it was a DB9. Well, so for everyone that knows their Aston Martin, I'm sure that's somebody. Well, Aston Martin, it's got to be decent.
I've heard of it, and I think that
you don't actually drive one.
Sadly not.
No, that was in February of this year. Chairman John Radford gave him an Aston Martin to thank him for the work he was doing. The corner comes in, nodded away by Blues, comes out to the substitute Klukas, who will try and return it with interest into the box, but well defended by Ben Coker for Blues, and tearing forward after the loose ball is, well, that's a foul on Ryan Leonard, and that's going to have to come back, and Ryan Leonard is prostrate on the ground, and he might even need some treatment possibly.
Yes, he needs another yellow card.
Cynical challenge. He's just about getting to his feet. I don't think he does need treatment, does Leonard, but he was bursting forward, doesn't he? The referee's going to have a word with Klukas as well. I think they're trying to say that Blues are not getting on with the action quick enough, and Ryan Leonard was in no rush, particularly to get himself up off the ground, but he had been clattered into, so...
He had too much pace for him. He's too quick, too powerful. The only way the Mansfield man was going to stop him was by making a foul, and that's what he decided to do. He took the yellow card for his team.
Yeah, he's going to take the free kick himself, Leonard. Fires it in the direction of Barry Core. Core is muscled out of it by the giant defender, McCoon. And it's forward by Mansfield. They break now through Michael, the substitute. He's got a bit of pace about him, a great challenge by Luke Prosser. Just stuck his foot out, his left foot out at the vital moment. A shot from distance. Well, that wasn't too far away. Once again, it was the substitute Klukas with the effort. It flashed wide at Dan Bentley. So I'd like to say Bentley had it covered, but to be honest, I wouldn't be sure.
No, it was a fiddler. 30 yards out, tries to catch the keeper off guard. Doesn't look jaded to me, Klukas. I think being dropped to the bench has livened him up. I think it's had a positive effect on him. He's actually definitely improved Mansfield. And Southend have taken it off the gas. I wish they'd just have gone and pressed for that third goal just to end this contest.
Oh, there's two players down. We're going to see the physios racing on. Ben Clarkson charging on because after the ball had gone, there was a headed clearance by Luke Prosser, who's once again found himself in the wars, and he is down receiving some treatment with Mansfield Town player as well. It may actually be the giant substitute Reed who's down, but certainly someone of each team is down receiving treatment.
Yeah, I think it's Reed, but yeah, they're both looking prostrate on the floor at the moment.
And Ben Clarkson's calling for some assistance to come over. I wonder whether Prosser's going to play any more part in this game.
Yeah, I think it's called for the doctor. I think
that was an unfortunate collision between the two.
Yeah, it looks like the defender Kiernan's stripped and ready to come on instantly. They've already made their mind up that Prosser's going to be replaced. I think just trying to get him into a comfortable position here, Prosser. I can't tell from here. I mean, he's not knocked out. We've seen him show some movement. Perhaps he got a bad cut or he's concussed.
Well, Darren Drysdale, to his credit, called for the physio straight away and stopped the action because the ball had been cleared. The ball was cleared away from the incident, and he saw the two players down straight away, signalled stop of action, signalled to the physios that it was a head injury, and they came charging on. So it was pretty important that he did that.
Yeah, no, that's really smart officiating. He's been very good. He's sitting up now, Prosser.
Yeah, but Ben Clarkson's motion that he's got to come off. I think we may well see that it's a head injury. He's groggy, isn't he? He's staggering.
I think Prosser. Yeah, that's either a bad cut or a golf ball type lump on the side of his head near his eye. Yeah, and that's why he's coming off.
Well, he's getting a fantastic round of applause from the Blues face, and well, he might be. We've only got 13 minutes of the 90 remaining, but Luke Prosser will play no part in those 13 minutes. He is walking off with Ben Clarkson. He's holding a bandage to his head, and that is a nasty head injury indeed. But at least he's a walking wounded at least, isn't he? We can say that, thankfully. And it is, in fact, Reed, the substitute for Mansfield, who was involved in that incident. He's going to be able to carry on his Reed, but he doesn't look in too good a shape either, does he? He's sort of rubbing his head the affected area. Rob Kiernan will come on. So he does get a bit of the action after being on the bench because of the late arrival at the training ground earlier for the pre-match meal due to his problems on the M25. So that's a fairly straightforward replacement for Luke Prosser in Rob Kiernan.
Yeah, it is. And it's interesting to see if Prosser can recover in time for the weekend, because this makeshift back four has done a great job. Leonard's been excellent at right back. White's been terrific at centre half. So Phil Brown's got a decision to make for the next game as to who lines up in defence, but I'm interested to see Mark Laird is stripped and ready to come on too. That's good news for the Blues.
Yeah, well, we'll try and bring you an update on the condition of Luke Prosser as soon as we get it. Meantime, Blues are on the attack, and Hurst putting his man under pressure. It goes back to Marriott, the keeper. Forward by him, but I think he's fairly comfortable on the far side for Ryan Leonard. He's being put under pressure from Sam Klukas, but he dinks it in looking for Barry Core. But Blues have taken their foot off the accelerator in this second half. I feel that they thought they'd done hard work, hadn't they, in the first half with that 2-goal advantage.
But yeah, and I don't think they're as comfortable with 10 men because they've lost the midfielder, so Tim Lind had to drop back. He was a real driving force going forward, so I don't think they quite know whether to push on or not at the moment, Southend.
We are going to see that blue substitution. It's going to be Mark Laird coming on in place of Anthony Straker. So it's good to get Mark Laird back in the fold. He had that injury, didn't he, in Scotland? This will be his taste of the action since recovering from that, and he replaces Anthony Straker, and Straker gets a decent round of applause, and well he might, because he's scored the first goal this evening and done well since then in addition.
Played well, good performance from Straker. He secured his place in the team at Morecambe, I would imagine, for the weekend, and Laird gets a run out for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yep, it's a long way to Morecambe, right up there on the northwest coast in Lancashire. Blues will be making that journey at the end of next week in preparation for their FA Cup tie against the team from Morecambe. It will be a difficult one indeed. Could have had non-league opposition, could have had someone here at Roots Hall, but instead they've got the long journey to play another team from this division.
That's right, yeah, and it's a tricky game, but the FA Cup is a weird old competition. And teams, they do raise their games in certain things, and we see underdogs win so often. And Southend, I'm actually, based on what I've seen here today, I'm quietly optimistic they'll go there and get a result.
Reid wins the header from Kiernan. It comes out now to Michael, the substitute. He's looked lively since he's come on. He's got Mark Laird and John White in front of him, the Mansfield man, and they defend it well, Blues. On the far side, it comes off of Ben Coker, out of play. That's going to be a throw to Mansfield. They take it quickly. They've got the bit between their teeth. They've got 9 minutes of the 90 remaining of the Stags to try to get themselves back in this game. But it does remain Southend United 2, Mansfield Town 0. Live on BBC Essex. And once again, Kiernan's called into action to clear that ball. It's not cleared too far though. Reid brings it forward for Mansfield. It's played into the area. They are passing it forward, trying to get behind the Blues back line. But so far, they've held firm. It's in the area once again and nodded on. That'll go through behind, and Dan Bentley will take his time over preparing to take this goal kick.
Tugging away, Mansfield. They're not giving up on it, so it's good character from them. Things didn't go their way at all in the first half. They were blown away. But they've shown pride in the second half, and it's been a much more even game. I still think Southend have played well in the second period, but not with anywhere near the same intensity, and that's why things are much more even now.
Yeah, Barry Core knocks a header on. Some might say he's been a little bit quiet tonight, Barry Core, but he's done his work, as he's done the hard yards, as he always does. And he has had a couple of decent defenders up against him, McComb and Sutton, but goes past those two now. In fact, it's clear, and they bring it away now, Mansfield. But once again, Rob Kiernan, the substitute, puts his body in the line and diving through, heads it away for Blues. Rosser off with a head injury. Connor Clifford sent off in the first half. And Mark Laird now on in place of Anthony Straker. So it's been an eventful match. So this second half hasn't quite lived up to the end-to-end stuff and incident-packed first half that we saw. Michael tries to go past Rob Kiernan, but he doesn't achieve it. Kiernan clears it long. He's taken the sting out of the game now. John White does the central thing. Lets it all go over his head. The former Colchester United defender. Through to his goalkeeper, Dan Bentley, and more time elapses.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how Phil Brown will assess this at the final whistle.
Well, the second half or the game as a whole?
Yeah, the second half or the game as a whole. I don't think he'll express disappointment. I think you'll see it as a professional second half performance where they've just done enough, but they've never really looked in trouble. That's probably how he'll look at it. But he has to be thrilled with what he saw in the first period. That was a benchmark for what this team's capable of producing. And now that they've set the bar that high, we should see it more often.
Yeah, you made the point in the first half, Adrian, that they came out with a sort of good tempo, a flurry of attacking intent in the early stages, and it went on from there, didn't it? And that sort of set the tone for the performance. It was the other way round on Saturday at Newport. Newport came out the blocks quick, then had Blues on the back foot. You have to sort of do it to the opposition, or they could do it to you. Kevin Hurst fall through in the direction of Michael Timmin is cut out. They are sort of going through the motions a little bit at the end of this match now. Blues have probably feel they've done the hard work. A third goal would have been the icing on the cake, but as yet, not really too much sign of it, has there, in this second half? Not in recent minutes, anyway. In the Championship, final score for Portman Road, Ipswich Town 1, Barnsley 1, so honours even there. Here in South Essex, it remains Blues 2, Mansfield Town 0, and Southend United will go forward in the table a few places. They won't quite reach those playoff positions. They could have done if they'd won by an avalanche of goals, but nonetheless they'll be certainly leapfrog Mansfield, who at start of play were a couple of places above them. They'll probably find themselves up in the upper reaches just outside those playoff positions. Currently 9th, in fact, in the table they'll be. And that will, of course, probably change tomorrow with the Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off.
It's pretty close. I mean, there's very little points difference between the top team and mid-table at the moment, in all honesty. So if Southend can string any kind of run together, they'll put themselves in the playoff picture again. It's just that consistency that we're searching for. That's been missing throughout the season so far. We get one good performance, and then we get something that's a little indifferent. So at least with the FA Cup next week, they'll have a different kind of distraction.
The Blues faith are in good voice. They're cheering their team on to the end in these last few minutes. We've got 5 of the Niger remaining. Well, Ben Pryor put the question out earlier to the Blues fans, Adrian. Will Southend United make the playoffs this season, or won't they? It's a question I'm going to now put to you. Not would you like them to,
oh,
will they?
I'd love them to. I think they're up against it, is my honest answer. I think they'll be top half, for sure. They should be in the top half. Playoffs, different kettle of fish. I think they'll do well to make the playoffs.
On the far side, it's Leonard who fires it in, and Mark Laird could have probably only been a foot or so away from getting his long right leg onto the end of that one. Barry Core wasn't far away from it either, but it's gone behind for a goal kick to Mansfield, which Merritt will take.
And I only say that because the squad is thin. The manager doesn't have too many options to shake things up. He hasn't got much depth there, and the consistency hasn't been there. We've got no reason to believe that Southend will kick on and be consistent throughout the rest of the season. So that's why I say that it'll be a tall order to make the playoffs. In truth, they're as good as anyone else in the division. Their first 11 can compete with anyone.
Blues 2, Mansfield Town 0, and we've got 3.5 minutes of the 90 remaining, plus whatever Darren Drysdale adds on. He added on 4 at the end of the first half, and he won't be doing that quite as much, I don't think, at the end of this half. He had all those sendings off and such like at the end of the first half. It's been somewhat uneventful the second half in comparison to that, and I suppose we probably reckoned it would be. A long one forward by the defender Beavers, goes through to goalkeeper Dan Benton. He gathers it, the Blues custodian, and these Southend United players have done their work. They've very nearly seen this one out, and they'll be enjoying their Saturday afternoon off. They've had a few Saturday afternoons off. I know they sometimes come in for training on a Saturday after they've played on a Friday. I know Phil Brown does sometimes like to do that, so
They'll warm down there.
to see what he decides. I think probably after a win, maybe looks at it slightly differently. They won against Fleetwood on a Friday, and it looked like they're going to go through and win this one.
That's right, yeah. I'll probably get them in and have a little warm down and praise them up, then have a bit of a laugh, and then have the rest of the weekend off. Maybe even Monday, they maybe get Sunday and Monday off this week if they're lucky. So yeah, no, they've earned the day off. Southend United they've played ever so well. It's petered out, hasn't it? It has. But that's not to take anything away from what they produced early on, which was one of the best I've seen for a long time here at Rootshill.
Beavers is going to take the throw in for the visitors. Mansfield takes it long, former Colchester man. Ben Coker is another former Colchester man, more recently of course. Clears it for Blues, and long one forward in the direction of Barry Core. Mark Laird, who looks like he's enjoying himself, getting back into the action after that injury, finds Kevin Hurst. Hurst switches the play wide onto the far side for Leonard. Leonard's got space ahead of him. Lucas, the Mansfield substitute, scampers back to put him under a bit of pressure, but a good turn on the far side, and that's gone out of play. The rain is coming down now in buckets here in South Essex. We did hear a forecast earlier that it was going to be exceptionally heavy rain this evening, and we're not getting the start of it.
Yes, it's pelting down at the moment, and yeah, it's going to be a wet one on the journey home.
Timlin fires it in, plays it into Atkinson, and Atkinson tries a shot eventually, which is gathered well by Merritt, and he will clear it. Merritt, the goalkeeper who acquitted himself very well with some excellent saves, particularly in that first half, and then made an awful error to give Blues the second goal. It's credited to Jamie Maguire, the midfielder, because it came off as a foul by Beavers.
He had a yellow already,
and we may well see, and we are going to see another red card. Beavers has had a yellow, and now he's got another yellow, and off he goes. He pushed Will Atkinson, and he's not really had too much complaint about that, and he's not really complained about it. He's giving a mouthful of abuse to all sorts of people in the technical area. Blues catching area, but he's off. Beaver's sent off, so they're now down to 9 men, Mansfield Town. So it looks like they're going to lose this game, and they are down to 9 men, and not a very good night in Essex for the Nottinghamshire outfit.
No, it turned into a bit of a nightmare for Mansfield, and it was telling actually as he walked past the Mansfield dugout. Not one member of the Mansfield coaching staff looked at Beavers. They knew he deserved that red card. It was a blatant body check. But when you're on a yellow card, you don't do blatant body checks. That's just silly.
Well, there was no need for it, but he's off, and that's a footnote to what we've seen, which is Southend United winning performance. There's only 10 seconds of the 90 remaining. We'll soon tell you how much is going to be added on, and Atkinson was pulling the shirt of Reed, but it wasn't seen by the referee. Back to Rob Kiernan, and he rolls it along to Dan Bentley. Bentley, 5 minutes added on at the end of this one. Well, I'm astonished we've got 5 minutes at the end of the 90, but that's what it is. Does that surprise you, Ed?
It does, yeah, but it was a late kick-off, so we're just destined for a late one tonight. And now that they've got the man of ours again, I'd love Southend to crown it with a third.
Yep, it's 10-man Blues against the 9-men Stags, and it's with Ben Coker, who's had a fine performance. What would it be like if he could cap this off with a goal? He goes through into the penalty area, knocks it into the box. Barry Cook couldn't quite get a foot onto it, and so Marriott gathers it, but Ben Coker, a good performance by him tonight. He's done his job well defensively and on the overlap, and to me, he's proven to be an excellent signing.
Yeah, a great signing. He was on trial initially, I believe, so he wasn't someone that the manager knew a lot about. He had to really earn his contract here, and yeah, he's been excellent this year. I mean, I remember him scoring an own goal and in sent off. It hasn't all been plain sailing for him, but he's been extremely consistent, and I would put him right up there with one of Southend's players of the season so far.
Michael Timlin urging his teammates on, clapping his hands, making sure everyone's concentrating. There's still some work to be done. We've got 1 minute of the 5 added on by referee Drysdale has passed, so there's still time for things to happen in this match. Blues need to be on their guard. They're getting bodies back, trying to defend this. Headed away by Kiernan as far as Mark Laird into Barry Core. Barry Core just sort of lets it go past him, and forward now for Hurst on the far side. Can't keep it in. That's out of play. That's going to be a throw into Mansfield on the far side. It's the performance from the Blues tonight that was all about the first half, really. The goals from Andrew Straker on 23 minutes, and then the bizarre own goal from James Maguire, which was really Alan Marriott's howler, the Mansfield Town goalkeeper. That came on 42 minutes, and in between those two we had the sendings off of Connor Clifford, and before that James Allaby. That seems an awfully long time ago now, those sendings off, doesn't it? And I wouldn't say they set the tone for the game, because other than that it's been generally reasonably well fairly contested.
It's not been 30 games, but
3 plays sent off.
Yeah, it's difficult to argue that any of the dismissals were unfair. I think the referee has got it right.
Yeah, they were fairly isolated incidents actually, weren't they? And Luke Prosser, of course, has been taken off with what looked like a rather nasty head injury. We'll be trying to find out the prognosis on him later on. If you want to comment on Southend United's season so far and their performance this evening, you can text 81333, start your message with the word Essex, and you'll be glad to hear what your thoughts are on them. Ben Fry put that question out about their potential of getting to the playoffs. Well, they've made a step in the right direction this evening. They're up to 9th place if they continue to see this one out and get the win. John White does the defending well, finds Michael Timlin. Ben Coker charges for it. It looked like a foul on Coker, not given by the referee, says play on. Timlin spreads the play out wide, looking for the overlapping Leonard, but it doesn't reach Leonard. Instead, it's picked up by the substitute Klukas, the Mansfield Town top scorer. They made their substitutions early, didn't they, the Stags? Brought 2 players on at half-time, but it hasn't worked out for them. There was a flurry of attacking intent. They looked a bit dangerous for a while, didn't they? Possibly at the start of the second half. The Blues sort of soaked that pressure up and just calmly sort of seen this one out, haven't they? Yeah. Without anything too spectacular in the second half.
They've not been put under too much duress, have they? It's been fairly comfortable for Southend's defence today, and in general, it's been a professional, slick display. It's hard to find too many faults with this performance, and they should, garner a lot of confidence from it.
Yeah, just over a minute of the 5 remaining. Blues will be on the road after this, up at Moorford in the FA Cup on Saturday. Michael Timlin gets the edge of the penalty area, looking for a bit of support, has to go backwards to Mark Laird, the Scotsman. He finds Ben Coker. Coker in turn feeds it back to Laird. They're just playing out the dying embers of this match now, Blues, just passing around amongst them. And then after that, a fortnight tomorrow. Blues will be down in the southwest for the away match at Exeter City. All of those matches you'll hear live on Big. It's the third goal! Another howler by the goalkeeper Marriott. A shot from distance.
Oh, it was Kevin Hurst.
Well, the goalkeeper's got to have a long, hard look at himself once again. It was straight at him. Kevin Hurst with the effort, but it just span out of his grasp. But what an awful night it's been for Alan Marriott. But it's a third goal for Southend United. They've wrapped this one up now. Blues 3, Mansfield Town 0.
Yeah, don't they deserve it. It's been a terrific performance from everybody in the team. Hurst just had a crack. He just thought, why not? I'll just have a go. We're in the final few seconds. I suspect it might have taken a slight deflection for the keeper to have misjudged it like that. He seems to be wrong-footed by a slight knock. So perhaps it wasn't a howler, but he certainly made a bit of a mess of it in the end just before it hit the net.
He almost seemed as if he'd got it and then it span out of his grasp, but it doesn't matter now. There goes the full-time whistle. Blues have wrapped it up. That goal was the icing on the cake, and it came almost on the end of the 5 minutes that were added on by referee Darren Drysdale. Kevin Hurst with that strike so late on, but what a performance. Adrian Clark, we saw most of it accepted it was in the first half, but let's not forget, despite those sendings off when we saw 3 of them, this was a good performance by Blues in the first half.
It was outstanding, and I think it's the best performance I've seen at Roos Hall by Southend this season. That first half, they just blew Mansfield apart, who are no mugs. They're a very solid team. They don't tend to concede that many goals. So I think we should give the Blues a lot of credit for the way they went about it. The preparation wasn't great with the players being stuck in traffic, but they shrugged that off and went about their business really professionally, and they can feel proud of themselves tonight.
And in fairness, when you come out with that sort of tempo like Blues did, look at Phil Brown, he's on the pitch, he's clapping the fans, he's acknowledging the applause, he's hugged Barry Corey. He looks an extremely happy man this evening, Phil Brown, and well he might be, but yeah, you're not going to keep that tempo up throughout the whole 90 minutes or 95 minutes as it turned out. It was a flurry in that first half, and then after that they were going to take their foot off the gas a little bit, but they've finished up 3-0 winners.
Yeah, I mean the very best teams are able to do it. The title-winning teams, when they get someone, when someone's on the ropes, they really do kill them off, panic them. They're not quite at that stage of their development yet. It's a work in progress, and they just did enough. But 3-0 is not flattered us.
Well, the goals came through Anthony Straker on 23, a Jamie Maguire own goal on 42. In between that, we saw the sendings off of Connor Clifford for Blues and James Araby for Mansfield Town, and then Kevin Hurst with a long-range effort. It came from nowhere. It was an almighty distance away from goal when he hit it, spilled by keeper Marriott. That was the icing on the cake. The third goal, that came on the 95th minute, but it's been a good performance by Blues. They'll be up that table 4 places tonight. It's finished then at Roos Hall tonight. Southend United 3, Mansfield Town 0.